this quick video, we're going to look at doing matrix operations on the TI-84 calculator. In particular, we're going to look at addition, multiplication, inverses, and solving systems of equations. The first thing you have to know is where's the matrix button on your calculator. And it's right here. It's right above the x to the -1 button. If you take second and then hit that button, you come up with this menu. And there are three submenus up at the top. There are names, which are going to allow you to take these matrices and put them on the home screen. So if I enter matrix A here and then hit enter, it'll show you exactly what's inside the matrix A spot in the calculator. And this happens to match this matrix here. The second thing on the top here is the math menu, which gives us a lot of different functions that we can do to our particular matrix. Most of these we're not going to really worry about, but the one that we really care about is this RREF. This shows the output after doing the Gauss-Jordan elimination to a particular matrix. The last menu here is the edit, and this is how you're going to enter matrices into your calculator. So for the first operation here, this addition, I need to enter two matrices in. Both of them are 2 by 2 matrices, 2 rows by 2 columns. So we hit 2 enter to tell the calculator what size we want. Then it'll show us the size. We start entering the numbers in one by one, and notice that it goes over to the right after you enter your first number. So enter your numbers, hit enter, hit enter, and you end up with your 2 by 2 matrix. And now this is going to take up spot D in our matrices. So if I look here, you notice that there is something now here in spot D, and that's the matrix I just entered. I'm going to quickly enter the other matrix into spot E. It's going to be 2 by 2 again, and the numbers are 1, 3, 3, and 8. Let me clear off the home screen. So now if I want to add these two matrices together, I can do this just by getting my matrices onto the home screen and using the plus operation that the calculator already has built in. So I enter D, I hit the plus button, and then, not that. And then I go in here and I enter E. D plus E. When I hit enter, this will give me a matrix out. And this matrix will be what I get when I add the two together. Notice that this works exactly as we expect it to. The 3 here is the 2 plus the 1, and the 4 is the 1 plus the 3, and so on. We can add our two matrices, or at least check our addition, just by using this function on the calculator. For multiplication, I want to try this problem here, and I already have these two matrices entered in spots A and B. If I hit A and enter, you'll notice that this is the first matrix. I already showed you that. And then B and enter, this is the second matrix I want. So to multiply the two matrices, just like with addition, I'm going to use the standard multiplication function on the calculator. The calculator will know what I'm trying to multiply and what type of multiplication I want based on what I enter into it. So if I want A times B, I hit enter. I'll get this 3 by 3 matrix, and this will be the product of the two matrices I have here. And you'll notice it has to be 3 by 3, because the first matrix was 3 by 2, and the second one was 2 by 3. The other two things we want to do are inverses and solving systems of equations. To find the inverse of a matrix, I'm going to use the -1 button. It's used to do 1 over a number, but it's also used to find inverses. So I have the matrix that I want to invert already in spot C. If I want to do C inverse, I can just put a -1 after it. So I'll hit second enter to get C to show up again, so I don't go back through the matrix menu, and then -1. And I hit enter, and I end up with the inverse matrix. And you'll notice that this matrix actually falls off the screen. It's a little bit too big in terms of this rounding to fit onto the screen. So I can use the arrow buttons to scroll back and forth through my matrix. And you'll find that you'll have to do this occasionally as your matrices that you're working with gets bigger or that the decimals keep on repeating. You might have to scroll back and forth just to see all of the decimals. The last thing that we want to do is to solve systems of equations. And so I'll enter this into spot F on my calculator. This is going to be an augmented matrix. It's going to be 2 rows because I have 2 equations, but I need it to have 3 columns, 1 for the solutions. So I'll make this 2 by 3. When I enter in all my numbers, I have 2, 4, and then the augmented part is 7. The second equation gives me a -1, a 3, and a 1. So I can use one of the math functions to do Gaussian elimination on this system of equations. Let me clear everything off. When I go into the matrix menu, under math, one of the options is RREF. This stands for reduced row echelon form, but this is the result of using Gauss-Jordan elimination on whatever matrix we put into it. So if I hit enter, it'll put it on the home screen. Then I need to put a matrix inside of it. So I put this system into matrix F, close the parentheses and hit enter. And what you end up with is the result of Gauss-Jordan elimination. You'll see that this is perfectly in diagonal form, and so whatever appears in the right hand side will be our solution to our system. In this case, x will be 1.7 and y will be 0.9, and this will solve this system of equations.